Many homeowners end up with flat-looking results because they get stuck here, because there are millions of color combinations and sexy color names that we can choose from. And with too many choices, we humans tend to fall back on the familiar choices and not to make any choices anymore. As we humans are trained to be afraid of making mistakes, right? Especially us in Singapore. So we try to play it safe. We avoid dark colors because we are afraid that we will make the space look gloomy. And we avoid a bold color because we don't want to be seen as too loud and stand out from the crowd. So as a result, some modern homes are filled with beige color, the off-white and the light grey, which are considered the safer color. They are difficult to go wrong. And however, they rarely get stand out. But there's nothing wrong with them. These are just neutral tones, and I love them very much for the modern, minimalist, and the Japanese, Muji style or Scandinavian style. In fact, they are the top 3 popular choices in the modern Singapore family. But color by itself has no meaning. As what I learned, if we apply contrast to color, even a neutral space can look lively and sophisticated. So for example, in a beige white living room, consider adding different brighter tones such as navy blue or the forest green. This can instantly enhance the whole mood of the whole living room. Of course, the trick here is to add in sufficient quantity and how much we want to add. An easy way is to throw a few lightly bright color sofas, a cushion on the sofa, or hang a painting that has very vibrant color on the wall. But the result might not be what we always see on Pinterest or Instagram. Then the reason will be because this color pop up suddenly and isolated. They don't really connect with the rest of the space, and it makes them feel out of space. So if we place it randomly especially. But there's a simple way to fix this. We can simply ensure that the dominant home colors appear at least at 3 different places throughout the whole living room. And this is an interior design principle that I read about the 60, 30, and the 10% rule. So as the name suggests, 60% will be the dominant color, which we can apply in the larger surface like the walls, the carpets, the big furniture pieces. And for the secondary color, we suggest taking up half of the dominant color of the whole area. They can be applied to areas like the curtains and maybe some of the furniture. And finally, the 10%, which we classify as accent color, the very bold and stand-up color, it can be applied to smaller areas such as the cushion, any vase, or maybe artwork. So maybe 60%, we don't really mean hard and fast rules of 60% dominant color must be for the whole room. What they usually recommend was to repeat the dominant color throughout a space. So the whole area will feel connected and with different furniture and different decoration pieces, making the whole area, like the living room, feel harmonious and cohesive. The key here is to have a luxury home, correct? So for example, if we have a blue painting, we pair with a blue color pillow or cushion, and maybe we add some elements of blue on the carpet. If we don't like carpets, we can add some blue ornaments or decorative pieces. So once the color appears at least 3 or 4 different places, our brain naturally feels that they look cohesive and they look to have intent. So maybe I give an example of a negative example would be if we paint one accent wall, maybe behind the sofa to be a white color. So maybe I give another example. So with a sofa, behind the sofa we have a feature wall, we paint it as the accent color of our whole area. So the whole piece of wall behind the sofa will stand out, right? But this is not what we paint the accent color on the wall behind the sofa. But if there's only one wall, and this color don't appears in any like carpets or the coffee table or even the TV feature wall, this whole area will feel the whole feature wall will really stand out. But it looks out of place, and there's no intent in making the whole area looks blend together. The wall will look disconnected and awkward, and it appears sudden and random. There's no consideration being planned on making the color consistent on the cushion or on the carpets or on the curtain. So when we pair with intent, the whole area will blend in nicely, and our space will look harmonious and cohesive. And so to recap this session, if we want our home to look good, we must have contrast. And color is the easiest place to start, and also the cheapest. So never let color appear alone. The dominant color, or even the secondary color should appear about 2 to 3 times in the room. That way, everything will feel connected and harmonious.